Is Thanos about to pull a Michael Myers and come back for another film after his death? According to a new report from We Got This Covered, the Mad Titan made famous in the Marvel Cinematic Universe by Josh Brolin could be making a triumphant return in the next MCU saga. The outlet cites an anonymous source that claims Thanos will rear his massive purple head once again in the, quote, upcoming Annihilation storyline of the MCU, which hasn't been confirmed, mind you. There's also reportedly a possibility that the intergalactic despot who died twice in Avengers Endgame, once via beheading at the hands of Thor.
What did you do? I went for the head.
And later, when Tony Stark used his own take on the Infinity Gauntlet to snap past Thanos out of existence, will make a cameo in the Eternals, popping up in sequences that show him in his younger years. This could kick off Thanos' big return to the MCU, with a brief appearance in the Chloe Zhao-directed feature due out on November 6, 2020, leading into a more prominent presence in films that will tell the Annihilation story and introduce the MCU to the villain named Annihilus.
Forward! And attack! Destroy anything in your path!
We Got This Covered expressed confidence in its source and the information they have provided, as the person or people claiming that Thanos' return is on the horizon is the same source that indicated Taskmaster would be the villain in the forthcoming Black Widow movie. Based on the source's track record, one could easily be convinced that Thanos is coming back to the MCU. Rumors about Annihilus potentially joining the Marvel movie world have swirled for ages. Does this mean that Marvel will actually tell the Annihilation comic storyline in the future and that Thanos will be a part of it? Written by Keith Giffen and editor Andy Schmidt and a host of artists, Annihilation focuses on many of the space-related characters in the Marvel Universe as they face off with Annihilus, an alien whose unquenched thirst for conquest causes him to unleash the Annihilation Wave onto the galaxy. Annihilus is responsible for the attacks in the storyline, and Thanos, with the guidance of villains Skreet and Mistress Death, initially forms an alliance with him. Eventually, though, Thanos decides to betray Annihilus when he realizes he's planning to wipe out all life in the universe. Where have we heard that one before?
I know what I must do. I will shred this universe down to its last atom.
Obviously, a lot went on in Annihilation, and Thanos played an important part in the action. It makes sense that if Marvel truly is planning to introduce Annihilus and adapt the Annihilation storyline for the silver screen, then Thanos would return for those films. However, this all seems quite unlikely. Sure, Thanos could return to the MCU. Yes, Marvel can bring him back in Eternals flashbacks or storylines set before the events of Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. And while the opportunity is certainly there, the foundation for this idea is flimsy at best. It's not a done deal that Thanos will actually cameo in the Eternals, as We Got This Covered source simply said it's a possibility. Even if he does appear in the film, which is plausible considering he is an Eternal himself, there's no guarantee that he'll show up in any other Marvel movie thereafter. Additionally, we know that Marvel has planned for its Phase 4 films, and it seems that no movie in that phase, apart from the Eternals, will allow for Thanos to return in any noteworthy capacity, if at all. Even when Phase 5 inevitably rolls around, there might not be room for movies solely focused on the Annihilation storyline, with the planned sequels to Black Panther and Captain Marvel, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and possible X-Men and Fantastic Four projects. And don't forget about Blade. That phase will probably launch movies in 2022 and 2023 to follow up the Phase 4 films releasing in 2020 and 2021, meaning Phase 6 will likely play out in 2024 and 2025. By that point, several years after his potential cameo in the Eternals, would anyone really care about seeing Thanos making a legitimate return to the MCU? Maybe, but that's a long way off. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about the MCU are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.